Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, where we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. It's currently 32 degrees at the airport, 32 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is looking at 35. Downtown Bay City's coming in at 34. We'll talk a little bit more about the weather in just a moment. But before we get to the agricultural news, let's slide over to New York right now. Well, actually, not New York, but we're going to talk about New York with Steve Anderson from Baird & Company here in Saginaw. Morning, Steve. How you doing?
Morning, Terry. I'm just dandy. How are you?
Oh, life is good. At least
I'm glad to hear that.
At least I hope it is in New York. What's going on right now?
Well, it's a little bit good. Let me say that. The Dow Jones Industrial Average right this minute is ahead by 33 points, putting it at 36,158. Volume is 291 million shares. The NASDAQ's ahead by 12 at 14,243. Volume is 396 million shares.
And as far as our ticker tip of the day, what do you say?
The ticker tip is, when we get into some volatile markets like this, especially as the market has sneaked its way back up near all-time highs, people start wondering, what can I do to get a guarantee of some sort? And often they will turn to annuities. You need to be careful when you do that, because annuities do contain risks of sorts, and especially variable annuities. A variable annuity is like a mutual fund or a group of mutual funds held inside of an annuity contract. Now, the annuity contract will itself have some sort of guarantees on it, so you'll need to make certain that you understand what those guarantees are and when they kick in. Some of them will guarantee income, others will guarantee principal at a certain time, and others may actually guarantee both. And then there are fixed annuities where you don't have any volatility of the principal, just interest rate risk. And those are actually direct obligations of the insurance company. So that is what the guarantee comes from, is the insurance company. So, well, there's a lot to know and a lot of ways that you can make a mistake. So be careful and make sure you understand what you are getting.
Well, and you can help us out on that a little bit. How do we get a hold of you, Steve?
Well, you call us right here at Baird & Company in Saginaw, where the telephone number is 989-790-5724. Our Midland location is 989-839-9035. And on the web, we are RW Baird. That's BAIRD.com. And you can find the Saginaw branch, the Midland branch, and all of the representatives therein.
All right. Steve Anderson, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Steve Anderson over at Baird & Company. Plenty of clouds out there, not too much in the way of snow, at least on the grassy areas. But although this morning we did see a couple of spots here and there where we had almost whiteout conditions, individual little cells, widely scattered snow shower activity moving across the Great Lakes Bay Area. But for the most part, it was, as I said, rather uneventful, other than making the roads a little slick. No measurable snow on any of the surfaces. You go a little bit further north, some folks do have snow on the ground. One thing is for sure, you get in the Upper Peninsula, you start talking a good 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, Sault Ste. Marie right now has 6 inches of snow on the ground, and you get a little bit closer to the Lake Superior shoreline, where the lake effect activity has really kicked in. We have had some unofficial reports of more than a foot of snow on the ground as of right now. Atlanta, Michigan has currently 2 inches. Charlevoix is looking at 3 inches. East Jordan is talking a half foot on the ground as of this morning at 8 o'clock. Engadine about an inch, Fife Lake 4 inches. The Gaylord area has 9. Right now, it looks like Gladwin has maybe a trace. Glenny is talking an inch. Kalkaska, 6 inches of snow. Lake City is reporting 1. Petoskey, 1. Standish, no, nothing to talk about there. Traverse City looking at about 5 inches of snow. And West Branch is reporting a trace. Mansalona looking at about a half a foot of snow. Sutton's Bay, about 4 inches. Benzonia talking close to 6 inches. Same thing with Kingsley. They're looking at about 6 inches of snow. That's about it. East Tawas has about a half inch, maybe in some areas. Mayo right now is reporting just under 3 inches of snow. We're not anticipating any measurable amount of snow for the nearby or the not so far away long range. We're looking at more in the way of rain shower activity. The West Coast, especially the Pacific Northwest, very active as far as rain is concerned. They have been picking up better than 6, 7, 8 inches of rain over the past couple of days. They've had one system move through, another system is approaching, and a third is further out. That'll be hitting them sometime first part of the work week next week. System number 2 will be moving in over the weekend in the Pacific Northwest. System number 1 that has moved out, giving them all of the rain, is approaching us. Right now, that low pressure system has taken up residence in the western part of the Dakotas. It does appear as though as we move in through the day tomorrow, that low will be over the Dakotas. And on Friday, it'll be north of Minnesota up in southern Canada. Eventually, it is going to affect us in that, first of all, ahead of it is the warm front. So projected high temperature of about 37 today will increase to 46 for a high tomorrow. And we'll have some sun to talk about tomorrow. That's in our forecast. But as we get closer to the weekend, we're going to begin to see a little bit more in the way of cloud cover, but the temperature is going to continue to rise. On Friday, because of that warm front ahead of that low well up in southern Canada, we'll approach 52, 53 degrees for a high on Friday. And on Saturday, we'll be looking at 51, 52 degrees as well. But along with that warm temperature is going to come the opportunity, and I call it opportunity for some, threat for others, of seeing measurable amount of rain. Now, we're not anticipating as much rain out of this system as obviously what they got off on the Pacific Northwest coast. But the heaviest amount of precipitation out of this system is not going to be here in Michigan, but it's going to be south. It'll be in the Ohio River Basin, the Tennessee Valley, and that activity is going to continue to push east. So as we move into the weekend, we're going to still see some shower activity around here with temperatures in that 52, 53 degree range on Saturday. But heavy rain is going to be in the forecast for the Carolinas, Virginia, and eastern Pennsylvania late Saturday night and during the day on Sunday. On Sunday, our high temperature for the day will be right after midnight. We'll see that temperature drop down as we go through the day on Sunday because the trailing cold front, which is a part of that low pressure system, will finally be moving through the state. So temperatures will be falling through the 30s, and by Sunday night, we'll have a low temperature of about 27, 28 degrees. So if there is going to be any precipitation, it'll be during the day on Saturday, more so later in the day on Saturday here in the Great Lakes Bay Area and overnight. As we go through the day on Sunday, the chances of precipitation will be dropping off because we do anticipate that system to move through rather systematically. So I think by Sunday afternoon or so, we should have that window of no precipitation at all. If we do get any precipitation, it'll be late Sunday night and will be in the form of snow showers. During the day on Monday, start off the work week with what'll eventually be partly cloudy skies, but temperatures definitely a lot more seasonal. We'll be in the upper 30s to begin the work week next week. Average high for this time of the year is the upper 30s, 38. The normal low is 26. Record high in the state was 61, set back in 1998 and tied in 2001. The record low, 3 below zero, set in 1964. Incidentally, the coldest ever, December the 6th here in the Great Lakes Bay region, was in 1964. Our high was 17. Our low was 3 below. The warmest ever, December the 6th, was set in 1998 when our high temperature was 61. Incidentally, today and tomorrow, we're looking in 1962, we're looking at about 13 inches of snow that we saw. The date, December the 6th of 1962, we had 10 inches, and then we picked up an additional 3 early on the morning of December the 7th. So the most amount of snow over a couple of days was in 1962 when we picked up a little bit better than a foot of snow. Now, long-range outlook to take us all the way through the 19th. So we're working ourselves into the week before Christmas. We're looking for our temperatures to average out at, if not above normal for this time of the year, precipitation pattern to be below. That, in a nutshell, is what the weather forecast is all about. Oh, incidentally, a year ago today, our high was 23 and our low was 18. So quite a difference from what we're getting today. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, we've got Cody Harris over at Star of the West, Doug Klein at Oppenheimer to give us the latest of what's going on in Chicago. But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, folks, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in downtown Reese. Might be a really good idea to chit-chat a little bit with the folks at the Sarr Agency about what your needs are going to be for crop insurance in 2024. 989-868-4722. That's the number of the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. This note, tomorrow we're going to be broadcasting live from the MSU, Saginaw Valley Research and Education Center, where Simplot Grower Solutions will be holding their annual meeting. A number of speakers all morning long. The activity kicks off at 8:30 tomorrow morning and goes until about 12:30 when they're going to have lunch. Lunch will be served. RUP and MAEAP credits are available. CCA credits as well. So might be a really good idea in planning on being at the Simplot Grower Solutions meeting. That's tomorrow beginning at 8:30 at the MSU Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center. We say good morning to Cody Harris over at Star of the West. And Cody, what's going on in Chicago today?
Well, good morning, Terry. Kind of like what we've been seeing for most of the week here. Wheat is our leader here this morning. It's the only one in the positive here. We got corn and soybeans kind of taking a hit here today. They're both down slightly here this morning. Kind of diving into it right now. We got cash wheat that's up 8, $5.94 on the white, $5.09 on the red. New crop 24 wheat, that's up 3, $6.50 on the white, $5.70 on the red. Looking over at corn, cash corn is down 5 at $3.95. New crop 24 corn, that's down 5 as well at $4.46. And looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are down 6 at $12.05. And new crop soybeans for 24 are down 8 at 11.86.
So by the sounds of it, we're just kind of dealing with the same things we've been dealing with, not only here in the country, but overseas for the past, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the driver here this morning is definitely the USDA announced another sale of wheat to China here this morning. I think it was 372,000 metric tons. So that got the wheat market excited. As far as corn and soybeans are concerned, yeah, you're right. I mean, the last few weeks we've definitely just basically been watching a lot of South American weather and watching that crop. So the USDA will release its November WASI report on Friday at noon our time. And so, I mean, I think the market's right now trying to kind of dictate what that report's going to say. Is there going to be any kind of production estimate changes as far as maybe some reductions in the corn and soybeans across the board for maybe Brazil, and maybe an increase in those for Argentina as their weather's been almost perfect, it seems like, for the last few weeks. But that's really what the market's looking at here this morning.
All righty, Cody. Thank you so much. You have a great day, okay?
Yeah, you as well, Terry. Thank you.
We'll talk again. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer has the latest for us. A report brought to you by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. And yeah, they've got 13 locations now to take care of business all across the Great Lakes Bay Area, as well as Michigan's Thumb. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust. Market report also brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. That new Ram truck inventory continues to grow at Schaefer and Beerline. The 2023 heavy duties are coming in, and the 2024 1500s are arriving. So if you're in the market for that Ram 1500, Ram heavy duty pickup, ProMaster van, or Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, Schaefer and Beerline is where you should go, where family and service sells cars. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
A lot of stuff going on today.
Oh, boy.
Well, private payrolls came in up 103,000. That was lower than expected. So that kind of tells us that the Fed has overdone it. So we'll have to see what happens next year. But the stock market kind of likes that. Mortgage refinances up 14% for the month of November. That's bringing the mortgage rates back to the levels of August. So people are starting to refinance again. So that's getting some activity going in the real estate business. Natural gas hit another new low. That's an obvious trend for now. The VIX hit a new low. That's the risk indicator on the stock market. People's feeling for risk adventuresome. And so that's at a new low. And Bitcoin hit 44,000 today. So that's on its way, baby. if you got the stomach for it. And Putin flew into Saudi Arabia today. He needed a fighter jet escort to get there. And on that news, crude oil's down $2.79. So, maybe he can just go ahead and stay there for that. I mean, I'd live with that.
I'd let him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gasoline's at 203 on the wholesale, so it should put us at 268 on the retail. Obviously, we're nowhere near that, but that's getting a pretty good hit today.
Even with my Kroger points, I can't even hit that.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So here's your numbers. March corn 485 and a quarter, down 5 and a quarter. July corn 504 and a quarter, down 6. March soybeans 1319 and 3/4, down 6 and 3/4. July soybeans 1341, down 9 and a quarter. The March wheat is 638 and a quarter, up 7, and July wheat 652 and 3/4, up 1 and a quarter. Crude oil is 69.77, down $2.76. Heating oil is 256.72, that's down 7.4 cents. Gasoline is 203.04, down 8 cents. Natural gas 259 and a quarter, that's down 11 and 3/4 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3577 Canadian. That's down 13 ticks. The dollar buys 147.20 yen. That's up 5 ticks. The euro's at 107.87, down 8 ticks. The dollar's at 103.98, down 7 ticks. Gold is at $20.2740, down or up $8.90. Silver's $24 even, down 20 cents. And platinum's at $896.90, down $9.70.
All righty. You have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by Legendary Tree Care. If you need tree trimming, tree removal, well, then you need Legendary Tree Care. No job is too big. No job is too small. They're fully licensed and insured, and they specialize in big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com, or like them on Facebook. Remember, they're there when you need them. When we return, Jerry Samolsky will be joining us, and Bill Webster from Nutrient Ag also on the agenda. All of that and more, but first this.
Did it go okay when your insurance agent sat down with you to review the coverage checklist for your farm so you wouldn't have to worry about uncovered areas? You have reviewed your coverages lately, right? If not, maybe your agency should be the Emil Rummel Agency. At the Emil Rummel Agency, it's our job to understand the various risks you face every day on your farm, and then provide you with the right insurance policy that is based on your needs. If your current insurance agent is not offering this kind of service, it's time you talked with the Emil Rummel Agency, because we listen and then we respond to what we hear. The Emil Rummel Agency is located in Frankenmuth, Vassar, Caro, and in Saginaw. Call us today at 800-572-0939. That's 800-572-0939. Or visit us on the web at rummelinsurance.com.
Farm Service brought to you by Freeland Bean and Grain. Vic Huffer is ready to take care of whatever you need at Freeland Bean and Grain. As a matter of fact, the entire staff is right now getting plans together for 2024. Also, they're your Dairyland seed headquarters, so check them out. Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. Where serving you is their business. We say good morning to Jerry Samolsky. And Jerry, we're talking about pruning trees. We're talking about pruning in general. Pretty good time to do it right now, huh?
You know, it is, Terry. And, we talked yesterday about making sure those lower branches get trimmed up. And again, you just don't want to cut them off as high as you can reach. You might need to get on a ladder and trim them right off at the trunk, or if they're coming down off a primary branch, the secondary branch can take up to the primary. But, cut entire branches. Otherwise, next year you're just going to have a couple more coming. But along with that trimming of trees is a lot of people complain that tree always drops dead wood. It always falls out. Well, trim it out. It's common for a plant to develop dead interior branches because it's shaded by the exterior canopy. So thinning a tree is very important. And I know people have cut down perfectly good trees because it always drops something. Well, have a tree trimmer come in and thin the tree out and take the deadwood out, and it won't constantly be dropping things, and you won't have to have it removed. You can keep a good tree. And, with climate change and whatnot, we want to keep those trees. Terry, we just, by the way, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we're now in zone 6. They've changed the hardiness zone, and we're in a warmer zone, so it allows us to use some different plants. So we want to keep the plants that we have and keep the shade and the cooling efforts coming.
Good suggestion. Jerry, plan of the week is tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll look forward to it. You take care. Have a great day, all right?
Yes, Terry. Bye.
Okay. Jerry Samolsky, Bill Webster, right after this.
Like you, we never settle. There's more sugar, in fact, better sugar in every seed we sell. For more than a century, we put innovation to work in the service of growers who plant Crystal brand sugar beet seed. With varieties developed especially for your growing area, you can be confident your success is always our top priority. This season, and for seasons to come, choose a seed partner who shares your priorities.
This is Jeff Karst, your ACH Seeds independent sales agent. Our 2024 lineup is looking great. We have 5 new CR Plus varieties, including 2 that have been in nematode tolerance. This next generation of Crystal sugar beet varieties provides even better sugar content and the full spectrum of defensive traits you need. The field-proven advantages of the CR Plus trait continue to allow confidence of good disease control with fewer trips across the field. I look forward to hearing from you and working toward continued success. Thanks again for partnering with ACH Seeds.
ACH Seeds, growing with you.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Bill Webster from Nutrient Ag joining us right now. And Bill, a lot of things to take care of before the end of the year, wouldn't you say?
That is correct. We still got some harvest to do, which we don't like to, but we're getting there finally. Then you got a lot of planning, ordering, planning, buying, deciding whether you're going to spend some money in 2023 or hold off to 2024. A lot of stuff like that.
And from what I understand, financing available as well. Nutrient takes care of that.
Nutrient has a great in-house financing program with really low interest rates compared to banks at this point, and it's tied with a lot of our suppliers, so it's a really handy thing to use, and it's very easy to get a credit line and get going with it. So if you haven't tried Nutrient Financial, you should really look at it. It's great for capital management.
Oh, that sounds great. Bill Webster, you have a great day. If I don't have a chance to talk to you before the holidays, Merry Christmas, okay?
Yep, same to you, Terry. Thanks.
You bet. Bill Webster with Nutrient Ag. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. They can be your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org.
This year, Dairyland Seed is introducing our best corn of all time. Again. That sound you just heard? That's the sound of a full lineup of top-performing hybrids, bringing the yield like never before. It's the sound of even stronger traits bred specifically to boost corn bushels per acre in your soil. And it's the sound of workhorse corn seed proven to outperform yet again in independent head-to-head trials. See the latest corn performance data at showmethecornyield.com. That's showmethecornyield.com.
Lots more coming up at 12:30. We'll have a market update ready for you. And then, of course, we'll have a lot more of the evening roundup at 6:30 tonight. We now conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve.